It's not until I sat down and saw how many I have that I had a lot. Hi, I'm Alex, also known as A-Man. A lot of people weirdly pronounce it Amon every time I do videos, so whatever. Anyways, today what I'm doing is I'm going over my complete Blu-ray and 4K collection. Gonna talk about them, which ones are my favorites, which ones are not my favorites. So let's just go ahead. Yeah, no need to waste time. I'm gonna move it all over here, but since we're already over here, I do own the complete Matt Smith years of Doctor Who on Blu-ray. This has all of his episodes, and I'll give you a quick sneak preview, but we got a lot to get to, so I love this because you open it up and it's got artwork with all the discs in it, which is amazing in my opinion. So that's why it's a must-own. It's really expensive now, but when I was getting into the show about 3 years ago, I was able to get it for like 130 bucks on eBay, brand new, still in the Best Buy packaging. Total steal. And I also have the Peter Capaldi collection. Ooh, that almost came out. I like this one a little bit better because it's got this really cool gold casing. And the same thing about the artwork, you know? So, put that over there. It doesn't have a little bit of wear and tear that came with it, and it sucks, so. Pulp Fiction. I've actually never seen this movie. I should get to it, but I own it. I never actually bought this. It was just, somebody lended it to me. Somebody lended it to me and I forgot that I had it, and they don't want it back, so it's mine now. Shamefully I own this movie, Terminator Genesis. It's probably just Emilia Clarke, that's probably why I own it. Horrible Bosses, I used to really like this movie. It's kind of not held up well for me, especially the Jennifer Aniston stuff, but it's fine. The best video game movie of all time, Mortal Kombat, but it also comes with Annihilation and the Machinima spin-off project called Legacy and Spawn. Still never seen Spawn. Gotta get to it someday. Wolverine 2 movie collection. This has got X-Men Origins Wolverine and the Wolverine. God, I don't know why they named them both Wolverine. Origins, terrible. Wolverine, fine. Tron in 3D. What else can I say? I do own a VR headset, so I'm able to watch these in 3D on my PlayStation, and the 3D still holds up for me. For some reason, I own the worst Final Destination. Saw 3D. Wow, yeah, there's gonna be a few that are 3D, by the way. So, I also own The Walking Dead season 3. Who the fuck is driving? Okay, so I own this season. I own season 2 also and season 1, but I couldn't find them. I guess I lost them in the move. I'm not really bitter about it because one, I had like a Walking Dead phase when I was like 12, and by the time I got to like age 16, I was like, I don't like this show anymore. And every time I try to go back and watch it, I'm just over it. We do have Watchmen, the director's cut. I don't care for the ultimate cut. I hardly care for this cut. I think this movie's fine. It gets a whole lot more hate than it needs, but it's fine. Terminator Salvation. Still never seen it. Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. I don't even remember this movie. I do own Terminator 1 and 2, but they're only on DVD, so. Also, it's not just Blu-rays, it's also 4Ks. Some of them are 4K, we'll get to some, but not too many. Warcraft 2016, the World of Warcraft movie. Had a lot of potential. This had a lot of potential, but it sucks. And I feel bad because I was really anticipating it. I've never played World of Warcraft, but the movie CGI is awesome. So if you haven't seen like the trailers for the movie, go look it up. Let's see. Kick-Ass 2. Don't know where my Kick-Ass 1 is, but I own it digitally, so I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Furious 7, the only Fast and Furious movie I own on Blu-ray. All of them are only DVD after that, and I didn't even bother with the 8th movie. Or Hobbs and Shaw, but I did like Hobbs and Shaw. I watched it on HBO a couple weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, this is really good. And the original X-Men trilogy. Alright, we're getting to some of the heavy hitters. There's some trash, but there's some heavy hitters. Let's see. I want to do favorites pile last, so But yeah, Monsters Inc. is definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. I grew up on this movie. Hands down, just one of the best. The Watchmen TV show, I have yet to watch it. I own it, but I haven't watched it yet. But a lot of people will say I'd like it, so I'm gonna get to it eventually. Even though I do own the complete Capaldi collection, I still have season 9 on Blu-ray. Batman v Superman Ultimate Cut, which is a way better movie. I don't even bother with the theatrical cut. I don't think anybody does. Even HBO Max got rid of the original cut and traded it in for the Ultimate. Good choice on them. I am looking forward a bit to the Snyder Cut, but I think BVS is fine at the end of the day. There's themes I really like, but I don't want to go into it. Civil War. I loved it when it first came out, and it's really soured for me. It just has. Ant-Man. Underrated in my opinion. This one's so good. My personal favorite of the entirety of the MCU, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. It's just amazing. I can't wait to upgrade to 4K. But it's on Disney Plus, so I can just watch it there. Any Marvel movie, I'm not upgrading to 4K because they're on Disney Plus. Iron Man 3. No, that's not Iron Man 3. That's Winter Soldier. Slightly overrated. I like it, but it's just slightly overrated in my opinion. It's just not my jam, personally. Iron Man 3, very underrated. That's all I gotta say. Yesterday, I love the Beatles. I really like this movie. I don't love it, but I really like it. And there's a lot of surprise Ed Sheeran in here. Probably one of my favorite. I wouldn't consider it a horror movie, but I would consider it a classic thriller, at least, or suspense. Saw. If you haven't seen this movie, oh my god, just please go watch it. The very first Iron Man. Brilliant. Amazing. I didn't ever realize how good this was until I got older and looked back. And it's just so good. Here we go. The Big Daddy. I will have to upgrade this to 4K someday. The Dark Knight trilogy. I love all three of these movies. I even love Rises. There's a lot of complaints with that movie, and I agree, but I love Rises so much. Okay, more TV stuff. Got the 3rd season of Game of Thrones. This is a steelbook. That's the Twin Towers. Not the Twin Towers, you know what I mean, the 2 towers. If you know what happens there in season 3, you know why they chose that. So. Game of Thrones season 2. This isn't the big collection one. This is the reissued one. And the same goes for this first season. I feel bad for the casing because when I got these all these years ago, I didn't realize that I wanted to collect all these. So I might eventually upgrade to 4K someday. I don't know. A movie I still have yet to see, but I love this steelbook. John Wick. I love this steelbook. I did take it out of the casing. I mean the plastic because it looks beautiful. But I haven't watched it yet. Let's go this way. Yeah, because there's a couple stuff this way that would work better. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Easily one of my favorite movies of all time. I just look like the guy who likes this movie. And I love the steelbook. Avengers Age of Ultron. Apparently people hate this movie. I don't see it. I see why people hate it, but I just personally don't agree. I like it. Ooh, controversial. Here we go. Star Wars The Last Jedi. I love it. Just gonna leave it at that. It's got a lot of problems. I actually talked about a lot of my problems, but in a video with Rise of Skywalker, but I still love it. Same goes with Force Awakens, which might be my all-time favorite Star Wars movie. A New Hope and Empire are up there, as well as Last Jedi, and so is Solo. Like, those are the ones I'm like, yes, and everything else I'm like, yeah. Season 5 of Game of Thrones. I really love... This is the best one that they released, in my opinion. I love it so much. That just looks amazing. Ooh, another controversial. Game of Thrones Season 8. I bought it so I could do a review on it, and I didn't like I wanted to see if the upscale on disc was better for the Long Night episode. It is. And if I ever watch that episode again, it will definitively be in this collection, but it's still way overpriced. It's like still $40 at Walmart. It's way too fucking much. Game of Thrones Season 4. Really good damn season. I don't have Season 6 or 7, but I do want to get Season 6 because of the Battle of the Bastards. I'm going to get it someday. And then we also have Star Wars The Original Trilogy. And I took out the thing and I put this on the back for like a little poster, which I think is really cool. I do have the prequels in here because there was a slot for DVDs and I don't watch DVDs. So what I did was I took that out and I replaced it with the prequels. And honestly, I hardly ever put it on the prequels because they're on Disney Plus, and I'm not putting enough effort to watch a disc of the prequels because they're the prequels. Logan, my favorite poster with my favorite character cameoing because it's the Deadpool 2 edition. When they was making Deadpool 2, they did like re-releases, and I love that so much. I wish I was in this movie. And Legends of Tomorrow Season 3, my favorite season of any Arrowverse show, and it has the Crisis on Earth X crossover that happened in 2017, which is just amazing. Like, there's some stuff in there that is like movie level stuff. I'm like, why didn't y'all cut this into a movie and release it? The special effects are, you know, not movie level, but there's some good damn stuff going on here. And actually, you know, I take it back. The Flash Season 1 is my favorite season of any of the CW shows. I cried so hard during that finale. This is the only season of The Flash that I love, and that's why I own it. Everything else after that, I'm out. Like, I don't even watch the show anymore. I dropped off like 2 years ago. Jurassic Park Collection. This has the first 4 movies. Not Fallen Kingdom. I watched a little bit of Fallen Kingdom. I didn't even bother seeing it in theaters because I was like, I don't want to see this. And I watched it on TV a couple weeks ago and was like, yeah, I don't like this. I don't even know if I care for the next one. I'll wait and see. But yeah, this is the first 4. It even comes with the 3D versions of the first movie and Jurassic World. Jurassic Park 3D is my favorite 3D movie of all time. When I went to go see that re-release in 2013, that's what awoken everything about filmmaking in me. And that's just an amazing 3D conversion. The Jurassic World 3D, though, is complete dog shit compared to Jurassic Park's. Now, to be fair, they had like 9 months to work on the Jurassic Park one, as where the Jurassic World one, I'm not sure if they shot it and then converted it, or they shot it, but it just doesn't look anywhere near as good. And it's 2 years after the conversion for the first movie, so it's really weird. By the way, y'all are sleeping on the Lost World. Y'all are sleeping on it. But fuck Jurassic Park 3. Sherlock, The Abominable Bride. I don't know why this is the only thing of Sherlock that I own, but I love this show. I was like fine with season 4, but that second episode sucked. I really hope they come back and do a final season. I don't know why they're not, but whatever. I know Benedict Cumberbatch is really expensive nowadays, but I'd love a final season. And then, speaking of Benedict, Star Trek Into Darkness, the only Star Trek movie that I own on Blu-ray, because it was on sale for like $15, and I was like, I really want this steelbook. And I like this movie. I actually love all of the J.J. Abrams trilogy, even though the third one wasn't done by him. I love it. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I still really love this movie. Not as much as the first, but it's really damn good, and the colors in this movie are just so beautiful. You give me some good colors, I'm like, yes. All 8 Harry Potter movies on Blu-ray. Probably gonna upgrade to 4K someday. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Brilliant. Made it onto one of my best movies of 2018 list. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out. Deadpool, the first ever 4K Blu-ray that I ever bought. It's amazing. The only reason I still haven't fully upgraded to 4K is because I own a 4K Roku, and a lot of the 4K Blu-rays that I buy sometimes do come with digital codes. And sometimes it'll just be streaming somewhere that allows me to watch it in 4K. You know, and like Netflix sometimes does it, or sometimes Disney Plus. So that's why I just don't buy everything in 4K. The beginning trilogy of the X-Men series, it's weird that they call it a trilogy because I only count 2 movies on here, the First Class and Days of Future Past. It's weird. They mentioned this third movie. It's called Apocalypse, but I don't know. I've never seen that one. I don't think they would have made a movie that's so bad that I'd choose to forget about it. And then they made another one that still didn't help. Kingsman 1 and 2. I can't wait for the Kingsman. I actually like Kingsman 2. I don't love it, but I like it. Home Alone 1 and 2, the only Home Alone movies. Even though I did love the third one as a kid, you know, you grow up and you realize, some things are shit. Even 2 is fine in my opinion. I like 2. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Not that good in my opinion. I loved it when it first came out. I think it was like a 10 out of 10 for me, and now it's like, whatever. I don't own Solo on Blu-ray, but I do own it digitally on 4K. It's so amazing. That has been one of my most favorite movies to rewatch during quarantine. It's really growing on me. Wonder Woman. I love it. Still love it. And I'm sad that the new one's delayed. Here we go. We're gonna start with the bottom here because this bottom part. Yeah, we're gonna just flop this over. A movie that is definitely a guilty pleasure of mine. The Suicide Squad. Not The Suicide Squad, just Suicide Squad. It's a guilty pleasure. I loved it when it first came out, and then I realized this is bad. But I love it. But it's bad. Justice League versus the Teen Titans. I don't even know what this movie is about. I've seen it, but I guess that's what it's about, but I don't know. I can't remember any of these animated movies half the time. Then I have a bunch of Doctor Who Blu-rays that aren't a part of the collections, like Deep Breath. These were all before I bought the collection, so that's why I own them. I do love that I own this. This is the first 11 or 10 Christmas specials that they did. I love popping this in every single Christmas ever since I got into the fandom. It's one of my favorite things to watch. It's like a tradition. I'll choose like 4 or 5 of my favorites and watch them on Christmas. This one, which is the 3D conversion of Dark Water and Death in Heaven. Underrated episode. Speaking of doctors, Doctor Strange. This is a region-free import because it has the 12 stickers on there. I wanted to get the Blu-ray 3D version because it looks amazing in my PlayStation VR headset. I actually recently tweeted at Scott Derrickson, the director, and he liked the tweet and he retweeted it. Well, no, he didn't retweet it. I take that back. He responded to it, and the writer of the movie, who was originally on Spill, one of my favorite YouTube channels, he actually retweeted it. It was really awesome. I got like 400 likes, so I'll gloat about it. An underrated movie I just recently caught was Alita Battle Angel. I just bought this like a week ago. So damn good. It's not amazing, but why are people not talking about this? Why did y'all not go see this? This is amazing. My boy David Tennant, but not my boy. I mean, he's my boy, but he don't know me, so, you know, Peter Capaldi's really my boy, but don't tell David. And it even comes with some stuff, yeah, so. That's not even the last of my Doctor Who stuff, I'm sorry. But we are nearing the end, so that's cool. God, how do you fit this in there? Alright, we're on the last stack. It's not that much of a drum roll, if I'm being honest. But Bad Times at the El Royale, underrated movie. I love it so much. It looks so beautiful in 4K. Mwah. Lord of the Rings, the theatrical versions. I've owned this for a few years now, and I never, because it was like $7 at Walmart, and I never watched it until I started watching The Hobbit. But even then, I went out of my way and just got the digital versions of the extended editions, and I watched those when I watched them all together. So, The Avengers, the first one on 4K. Really good on the 4K, but I don't know about the HDR. Something about it looks weird in my opinion. The colors look a whole lot better, especially on Cap's suit and Black Widow's hair. That stands out. Iron Man 2. It's fine. It is fine. It's sad that it's not amazing, but it's fine. It's got a lot of problems though. I'm willing to admit that. Happy Death Day. Surprisingly, one of my favorite movies of all time now. And I love Happy Death Day to You way more. I own that one digitally, but if you would have told me this would have been one of my favorite movies of all time and have a sequel that I think is way better. Happy Death Day to You is way better, but you gotta watch this one first. Just a few more Doctor Who stuff. We're almost done. The Complete 10th series, which is Peter Capaldi's final season, but they didn't put the Christmas special on there, so I had to buy that separately, which is his real finale, which is amazing. It's probably my favorite Regeneration episode, looking back. And then I have the Jodie Whittaker's first season. I didn't buy season 12 because it's too expensive for a season that I just don't care for. If you want to know what my opinions on that recent season 1 was, I didn't like it. Camera accidentally cut out, so here's the last two things I wanted to cover. I have Shrek on Blu-ray, and I also have the Hobbit extended editions. That's it. So awesome. I love that my camera cut out like right when I need it the most. Hope you guys have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah. Peace.